Good afternoon. My name is Mike Gonzalez. I'm here to do anatomy and physiology for Bio 230 at Azusa Pacific University. So for today, we're going to go over the four types of bones, their shapes, um, and their significance of their structures. So first off, got to show my index card for the professor. And the first one we're going to go over is your short bone, which are going to be including your carpals and your hand right here, and your tarsals down here. And they're short because their length of the bone is approximately the same as their width. Reason why is basically in your hand. It allows for easier connection. Many bones allows different movements and torsion of your hand. Same thing with your foot, as you can move your ankle around, you can go in different types of planes. And then we go into our long bones, which would be like your femur, humerus. And just like how the title of the bone says, they are long. So they're going to be elongated. Especially the ones in the legs are going to be used for structural strength. Most of our weight will be bearing down to our feet, but as we walk and run and jump and do different exercises, your femur will take a lot of that absorption. Same thing with your arms, as you're going to do lifting, you're going to be doing pushing, pulling. They take a lot of the brunt of the shock absorption and strength. Also, their muscles are going to be longer and thicker because of all the different movements you're going to be doing. Then we're going to go into our flat bones. You're going to find those in your skull and on the scapula back here. The reason why they're flat, they're usually a little bit lighter. They allow for attachment of ligaments and tendons and also muscles. The scapula is a free-floating bone. The reason why is because the clavicle, as the body moves, the skeleton here doesn't really do a good job about it, but as you pull your arm towards something or pulls back or you do rotation on the shoulder, the scapula has to be able to move with that movement. And as the tendons and muscles pull on that scapula. The skull is a little flat, so in childhood you have open sutures still. They're not closed yet. In adult years they are closed, but they also have to be flat to allow the intracranial parts to fit in there, like the brain, different nerves, blood vessels, arteries, etc. But they are smooth to touch, and they allow easier connection. Usually a little bit thinner. And then, for instance, you talk about your long or short bones. Then we'll go into your irregular bones, and they're defined by complex features such as notches, ridges, and distinct shapes. So they're a little easier to recognize or notice. The two that I would point out is the sternum and our vertebrae. Staying with the vertebrae, the reason why it's helpful that they're irregular is that they're stacked. And in between, of course, you have the discs, and it contains the spine as well in there. But it allows them to be stacked. It can be compressed, decompressed, our movement again, and different exercises that we do. The sternum uh, is rigid. And the reason why it's rigid because our intercostals, our rib cage, point to that area, and then of course the ribs also point back to the vertebrae. But this allows us flexibility. They all have different ridges as you see here for each different rib. Each rib has a different size and length, and then also our clavicle will also point right here in the upper part of our sternum. Um, those ridges are usually identifiable, again because each intercostal is a different size, and of course the size of the person. So that just goes over the four types of our bones, and I thank you for your time.